Hi guys, it's Mrs. Morreim. Happy Tuesday. Today we're going to be wrapping up our Unit 12 a little bit with equations and moving on to some percentages. So if you notice today, I just made this like our first original form like we always have. We're going to be doing an online Google form today on lessons 12.1 to 12.4. It is mainly multiple choice. As you're doing this. Please do this independently. I'm going to trust that you can do it on your own. We're going to do a short lesson today on our percentages and working on IXL. Going to the 6th grade, I will assign this to you. We're going to do lesson S1 and then the second new one that is attached to it. Please make sure that you read the directions carefully, and when you log in that part of your username says @OHAnderson at the end. A few of you don't have any credit for your IXL lessons because you're not logging in correctly. So please be responsible and do that for me. All right, so good luck on your quiz today. I hope it goes well. Here is our lesson on percentages. As a quick review, I'd like you to pause this video in just a minute and reduce these fractions down. So please pause the video, turn it back on once you have done these 6 problems. Okay, we're back on the first one. I'm hoping that you realize you can divide both of those by 2 and it would go down to 3/5 in lowest terms. On number 2, we can divide them both by 2 in this one once again. Dividing my numerator by 2 gives me 4 and dividing my denominator by 2 gives me 25. For number 3, I can divide them both by 5, but I can also, if I think of money, divide them both by 25 and I would get 3/4 in lowest terms. Number 4, I can divide them both by 2, I can divide them by 3, I can divide them by 4, I can divide them by 6, but I could also divide by 12 and get 1/3 in lowest terms. Number 5, dividing them both by 3 is going to give me 3/5. And number 6, I could divide by 2, I could divide by 3, I could also divide by 6. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get 3/8 in lowest terms for that one. Another quick pause. I'd like you to read through this problem and try to decide what number it is I'm talking about. Please pause it, turn it back on when done. Okay guys, looking at this once again, I'm looking at my first problem. It says the product of the two numbers is 24. So I'm thinking I could do 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, 6 times 4, 8 times 3, 12 times 1, or 12 times 2, or 24 times 1. The second one says it is greater than 1/2. Okay, so if I looked at that, greater than 1/2, 46. These are not greater than 1/2 so far. The sum of its digits is a prime number. Now, as I'm thinking about this, I'm looking at percentages. I'm guessing my answer is not going to be over 100% or over 200%. The sum of the digits, sum meaning that I'm going to be adding. If I looked at this first one, 6 plus 4 is 10. 10, is it a prime number? Well, let me think. A prime number only has factors of 1 and itself. 10 self, there we go, Mrs. Morreim. 64 or 10, the sum of 10. Well, I could do 2 times 5, and 1 times 10. So 64 does not work. 83 was my answer for that problem. All right, our lesson today is on percentages, and a percent is a ratio of a number to the number 100. So if we think you have a perfect score on a test or quiz, it usually means you had 100% of it done correctly. The symbol, once again, looks like this right here, is used to indicate that a number is a percent. So 6% means 6 out of 100. So today on IXL, we're going to be looking at some grids. If I notice, it's usually going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grid. So this right here is representing one whole or 100%. So the word percent means out of 100. All right, so write the percent modeled by each grid. What I could do is I could count each of these off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so forth. But I could look, I've got 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns of 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 additional ones. So that would be 44 100ths, or 44%. Now, if I were to go back like we did at the start of the lesson and try to reduce 44 100ths down, I could divide both of these actually by 4, and I could get 11 25ths. So 11 25ths is the same as 44 100ths, which is the same as 44%. For letter B right here, noticing I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 75 out of 100, which is the same as 75%. Reducing 75 100ths down, once again, I can divide them both by 25, and I will get 3/4 as my answer in lowest terms. Okay, if we're going to do the reverse now, we're going to be given a percent, and we're going to write it as a fraction in lowest terms. So once again, we said percent means out of 100, so 28% means 28 out of 100. Looking at common factors, I can divide both of these by 4, and I would get 7 25ths as my fraction in lowest terms. With 90%, 90% means 90 out of 100. I'm noticing with these two numbers, they both end in a 0, which means I can divide them both by 10. And dividing them both by 10 is going to give me 9/10. Okay, now writing your percent as a decimal. Once again, 17% as a decimal. Percent means hundredths, so I could think of it like this. 17 hundredths, I could write it just as it sounds. I know my first place value is tenths. My second one is hundredths. I could write 17 hundredths like that. Another thing, 17 hundredths means 17 divided by 100. And we talked earlier, especially when we were working with our metrics, we said dividing by 100, another trick we can do is move that decimal point 2 places to the left. So if I have the number 17, I move the decimal point 2 places to the left to divide by 100. I'm going to get my same answer as up here above. Writing 24% as a decimal, once again, it means 24 divided by 100. So I'm going to take 24, move my decimal point 2 places to the left. My new decimal point is right there, and my answer would be 24 hundredths. I could also think 24% means 24 out of 100, and if I write it as it sounds, it's going to look like that right there. That is not always going to be the case though, because if our denominator is not 10 or 100, we can't just write it as it sounds. So we want to think it means to divide by 100. Now, if we're going to write 2.5 as a percent, okay, we're going to write 2.5 as a percent. Now, I know what that means is if I'm thinking about that, writing 2.5 as a percent. So if I thought of something like this, we said above right here, we said 24 hundredths is the same as 24%. So I'm looking, if I start with a number and I'm going to a percent, I'm going to actually move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So if I have 2.5 and I'm write it as a percent, if I think that's as though I had one whole grid of 100, 2 whole grids of 100, and half a grid. Okay, so 2.5 as a percent, if I had 2.5, this is my number, I'm change it to a percent, I move the decimal point 2 places to the right, and it would be 250%. Okay, with the second one, we're writing, we've got tenths, hundreds, thousands. I've got 68 thousandths as my amount. I want to change it to a percent. Once again, I move my decimal point 2 places to the right, 1, 2, and it would be 6.8%. We can also think percent means out of 100, your hundredths. So if we looked at this first number and if we asked how many hundredths that is, we've got 250 hundredths. If we looked at this second number right here and we want to know how many hundredths they are, because percent means out of 100, so tenths, hundredths, we have 6%, and we've got an 8 after it. Okay, so it would be 6.8%. Okay, our lesson review right here then, we're asking to change write down what percent, easy for me to say, this is going to be. Unfortunately, they're not in nice even columns like this where we can just count 10, 20, 30 and so forth. They're kind of grouped together, and I'm noticing right here they are grouped in two groups of fours. So I know this right here is 4%, 8%, 12, 16, this would bring me 20, 24, 28, 32. So this right here would be 36%. 36 of those are filled in there right now. Okay, sorry about that. The next one, writing 92% as a fraction in simplest form. Percent means out of what? Yep, out of 100. So 92% is 92 out of 100. I can start by dividing these both by 2, and I would get 46 50ths. If I were to reduce that down a little bit, I can divide it by 2 once again and get 23 25ths would be my amount in lowest terms. And then number 3, writing 16.4% as a decimal. Now, sometimes it gets confusing because you're like, well, there's already a decimal there. Once again, if I'm going to write it as a decimal, I'm either going to be multiplying by 100 or dividing by 100. Okay, so this means basically 16.4% means out of 100, which means 16.4 divided by 100. And if we're going to divide by 100, it's going to become smaller. So we're going to move our decimal point 2 places to the left. Okay, so our decimal would be, I'm not sure why that decimal point won't go there, 164 thousandths would be our answer. Once again, we said percent means out of 100 or hundredths, so we look right there. We've got our 16 hundredths. Our 16 hundredths is right here in the hundredth spot. We've got 16 hundredths, so 16.4% would be 0.164. And the last one, write 135 thousandths as a percent. Now, once again, I'm either moving the decimal point 2 places to the right or 2 places to the left. So I might think in my head, if I had the number 1 and I wanted to change that to a percent, one whole box becomes 100%. I move my decimal point 2 places to the right. Okay, so if I have the number 135 thousandths, if I move it 2 places to the right, it's going to give me 13.5%. Okay, once again, percent means out of 100. I have 13 hundredths there. I have my 13% right there. So today, boys and girls, we're going to be taking our quiz and submitting it to me. We're going to work on those 2 lessons in IXL, remembering to log in using that your last name, first name at OHA. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Have fun today. Bye.